Life Story Alchemist. I'm Stephen Shomler. Welcome to Spark to Bonfire. I'm ready. You ready? Let's do this thing. Life Story Alchemist, that's what this video is all about. Going to unpack that, explain that, what it means. But in short, Life Story Alchemist is one of two professional titles that I hold. It explains what I do today. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, so Life Story Alchemist, that's weird, but I know you're going to tell us what that is in this video. But what's the other title? Well, the other title is Culinary Storyteller. And that you can go over to the Stephen Shomler channel. You can watch my video about being a culinary storyteller, unpack it and explain what that is. Or you go to stephenshomler.com, or as some of you probably have already guessed, you can go to culinarystoryteller.com and they'll take you right to that video where you can watch it and find out all about what it means to be a culinary storyteller. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my background that'll help you understand how this title fits into my overall journey, this title of Life Story Alchemist. Let's go back in time to the summer of 2011. Summer 2011 is when I stood in a dirt driveway in Southeast Portland and made what I call my dirt driveway decision. So professionally, up until that point, let's just take a brief look at my professional bio. Started out, I was 16 years old. I moved out of an abusive situation and I started my own company, started my own business, became self-employed. I remember being in 11th grade with my own car, my own apartment. I'd forge the documents and forge my age. You can't get away with that today, but had my own car, my own apartment, my own company. I put myself through high school, started out self-employed. Technology changed and all of that kind of evaporated. Early on, I spent some time in sales. Sales led me into banking. And when I got to summer 2011, I'd spent about 10 plus years in the banking world and about 10 plus years in the nonprofit world. A little bit of overlap in both. So it's not actually helpful. You did this and you did that. What? Yeah, but I was good at it. But the thing that's important for you to know, summer 2011, I had burned out on banking and I'd burned out on the nonprofit world. And I was really good at both of them. And some people say, well, I was talking to a young man the other day and he doesn't love the career that he has. And he said, but I'm good at it. And everyone says I'm good at it. And I'm like, I don't care if you're good at it. I've been good at two different careers that at the time they were fulfilling, but those seasons of my life came to an end. It was time for something else. And if I decided to stay in either one of those careers simply because I felt like I should, living under the tyranny of the shoulds, because I felt I was good at it, I would have missed out on all the adventures I've had since then. So I don't care if you're good at something. What I want to know is, are you fulfilled by it? Does it bring you joy now? And seasons change. I loved what I did back when I did it, when I was in the culinary or when I was in the nonprofit world. I loved my time in the banking world, but then things changed. And I'm so glad that I adapted with it and let myself go where the journey was taking me. So, summer 2011, dirt driveway decision. Not only was that other stuff going on, but I was right in the midst of my second great disaster. I was battling back from that right then. And when I say great disaster, I don't mean like a national disaster or, a local regional disaster. I mean a personal disaster, one that knocks you flat on your back where you hit rock bottom. When you get knocked down so hard, you don't know if you'll ever get back up again. That's the thing what I mean when I say great disaster. If you don't know about my great disasters, I've got two videos about great disasters. I've got a video, My 3 Great Disasters, which unpack the 3 great disasters that I've survived and since thrived having experienced them. And then the other video is called Great Disasters Are Not the End. I'm living proof that you can go through a great disaster and survive it and then come out the other end and thrive once again. It's really important that you know that. So I'm not fulfilled in either of the careers I've had. I'm burned out on them. I'm in the midst of my second great disaster, which involved financial ruin and homelessness, by the way. And I figure, you know what? I have nothing left to lose. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to head out toward the life. I'll build the life I love. And I'm going to build a whole new career out of thin air. I had some opinions about branding, marketing, social media, and achievement, and I was convinced that if I could apply those ideas, those tactics, those teachings in my own life, I could build a brand out of thin air, and it would take me to be able to live a life that I love. I had people that time tell me I was crazy, who did I think I was, etc. But you know what? I was desperate, I had nothing left to lose, and I went for it and decided I was going to do it in spite of their opposition. I'm telling you, when you set out to change your life, be really careful who you tell. You got to tell people who will cheer you on. And often if you want to change your life or if you want to change your career, sadly, it's often your friends and family will not cheer you on. So be very careful. Tell people who will cheer you on and be really hesitant before you tell your friends and family that you're going to go for it and make wholesale changes in your life. So like I said, I had some opinions about branding, marketing, social media, and achievement. Then I had this crazy idea. I thought, you know what, if there's what I call 4 career-worthy delights I have, 4 things that absolutely delighted me. And I thought, man, what if I could get paid for those things? And those 4 career-worthy delights for me were travel, not just travel, but soul-satisfying travel, magnificent meals, life change, and storytelling. And I thought, wow, if I could get paid for those 4 things for me, that would be a brass ring career. Oh man, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to pursue it. I'm going to have that life. So, summer 2011, I went for it. I set 4 goals. I was to become a writer, an author, a speaker, and be self-employed. January 1, 2012, I set off and began that journey. I worked really hard for 3 years and 6 days to January 6, 2015. So I call it Act 1 of my brass ring career journey, 3 years and 6 days. January 1, 2012 to January 6, 2015. That's Act 1. And how did it end? It ended with a victory. That was the day that I ditched my day job and became self-employed. I tell you, January 6, 2015 is the day of year I absolutely love. I celebrate. Usually I have, this point in my journey, what I celebrate is with a fantastic, magnificent meal. You know, a great gin cocktail with 3 olives. You know, I raise a toast. So glad that the me back in the day put that work in so that I could live the life I love now. So just a tangent, you know, I've mentioned a lot about my journey, and people often ask me, they want to know about my journey and they want to find out about it. So I put together some videos. I already mentioned the Culinary Storyteller. You can go watch that video and check that out. I've got a video on my 3 great disasters. I talk about those and how what I went through and what those were all about. I've got a video, my dirt driveway decision, what I do, the in-depth story, kind of give the in-depth story of what happened during those 3 years and how all that came together. I got a video about my brass ring career, why I call it a brass ring career, and an interest in it for my childhood, how that all came together. And then Bonfire 2022, I use that as a hashtag a lot. I mentioned, those first 3 years, January 1, 2012 to January 6, 2015 was Act 1 of my brass ring career journey. And right now I'm in Act 3 of my brass ring career journey. And Act 3 will end fall of 2022. So I call it Bonfire 2022. You can go watch the video and find all about, what's going on with that part of my journey. So back to LifeStory Alchemist. I'm a LifeStory Alchemist because the brand of wizardry I practice is LifeStory Alchemy. Now hang in there with me. In the medieval times, there was these rumors, these legends of these amazing women and men who could take an ordinary metal like lead and transmute it into something extraordinary like gold. And in those 3 years I mentioned, I worked really hard, January 1, 2012 to January 6, 2015. I transmuted my life story from something ordinary to something extraordinary. As I said, I had some opinions when I started out about branding, some ideas, some thoughts about branding, marketing, social media, and achievement. I set 4 goals, being a writer, a speaker, an author, be self-employed. And the cool thing is that my ideas, my tactics, my teachings, they worked. I became a writer, I became an author, I became self-employed. Personally, at that point in my journey, I put myself on a path to live a life I love. And I have to tell you today, while my life is not perfect, I love the life that I live. I love the life that I have built. And professionally, I tell you, I am so thrilled with my brass ring career. I get to do the things I love, those career-worthy delights, storytelling, life change, travel, soul-satisfying travel, magnificent meals. I get paid to do those things. My life story went from ordinary to the extraordinary. And that's what I do. When I'm wearing my LifeStory Alchemist hat, I help people transmute their life story from something ordinary to something extraordinary. So how do I do this? Well, there's 2 main avenues. I'm the CEO of Spark to Bonfire, and at Spark to Bonfire, we create resources that will help people grow their brands, grow their businesses, and change their lives. So those resources, that's the first way that I help people change their life story. The second avenue is Bonfire Insights. Bonfire Insights is a Spark to Bonfire service where you get access to me. If you qualify and if we're a good fit, you get to work with me on a one-on-one basis. Now you can go to bonfireinsights.com. I've got a whole video there that lays out the details, tells you exactly what it is and how it works. And let me give you 2 of the benefits of Bonfire Insights. One, not only get access to me, but you get access to my superpowers and my achievement wisdom. Like superpowers, yeah, superpowers. I have superpowers. I explain a number of them over in that video. And here's the really cool thing. You have superpowers too, and I talk about those over on that video. And then achievement wisdom. What is achievement wisdom? Well, it's wisdom that will help you achieve. It's hard fought for wisdom that I have, that I've gained, that I can share with you. You know, one of the places I got it is going through, I mentioned my 3 great disasters. Not only did I go through them, but then after the fact, I thrived after the fact. It's one thing to go through a great disaster, it's quite another to survive. And my achievement wisdom, like I said, will help you achieve. And of course, my favorite kind of achievement wisdom that I teach, I call it rocket science wisdom. It's wisdom you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand. I found that common sense isn't common, and a lot of people miss this. You want to write this down. Life change happens one doable step at a time. Dreams come true one doable step at a time. You'll grow your brand one doable step at a time. You'll grow your business one doable step at a time. And my rocket science wisdom, coupled with my superpower of insight, I know how to help you find the doable steps to get you to where you want to go. Now, with Bonfire Insights, you can work with me on a short-term basis or an ongoing basis. Like I said, go watch the video and check it out. Or maybe you're like, no, I'm ready. I want to work with you. Okay, great. Let's get started and see if we're a good fit and see if you qualify. You're welcome to shoot an email to me at sshomler@sparktobonfire.com and just put in the subject line, I am ready to change my life. So I know what it's about, and we'll get together and see if we can make this thing happen for you. So to recap, I'm a life story alchemist. The brand of wizardry I practice is LifeStory Alchemy. I help people transmute their life story from something ordinary to something extraordinary. Or to put it another way, I inspire and equip people to go live the life they love. I have helped hundreds and hundreds of people change their life, and I cannot tell you how fulfilling it is for me and how much joy it brings me. Here's a bonus teaching for you. The people that I work with, I talk to them and teach them about the 4 treasures. A life is too short and too precious not to have these 4 treasures in your life. I believe that if you walk out the good life path, you'll find these 4 treasures, and they are adventure, joy, serenity, and fulfillment. And I hope you have those in your life. I'll say them again. Adventure, joy, serenity, and fulfillment. They are awesome and fantastic. And if I'm working with you, one of the things we're going to dig into is how you can have those 4 treasures. Find those 4 treasures in your journey. I'm Stephen Shomler. I believe in the beauty of your dream. Go make your story extraordinary. Go live a life you love. Go live the life you imagine.